Alright man, let's make a definitive guide for Peacemaker. The way I would describe Peacemaker is a space control annoyance. That's kind of how he is. So he doesn't necessarily have the best mix-ups in the game, but his screen presence has so many layers that the opponent constantly has to guess what is he going to do in this situation. So it's going to be very hard to open up the opponent, so you have to create mind games within your normal attack / special moves that catches the opponent lacking. That's really where his openings come from, not necessarily through mix-ups in a sense. So his main string, his forward 4-1-2, is your go-to normal route. So forward 4 is actually -3 on block, so you can definitely stagger that into a down 1. Forward 4-1 is -5 and it's a double hitting mid, but you will be safe after that. And then forward 4-1-2 ends in another mid, but this is actually -20 on block, so that's gonna be super unsafe. Now the go-to route here is to end with Eagly. Unfortunately, NRS nerfed Eagly, so that's actually -15 on block. So one, man, the opponent can just armor through every single time on reaction, but characters with longer range normals can quickly dash up and punish that. I don't know the exact normal to do with Noob, to give you an example, but Baraka can dash forward with his 2-1 and punish that every time. So yes, it has enough pushback for most characters, but again, that is an unsafe idea. So you can get away with it time and time again, but you gotta, it's kind of matchup dependent, if that makes sense. You gotta know exactly who can and who can't punish that. Now, because the down back 4 is a mid, the opponent is always going to block that. So you can't really mix off of that string alone. But I wanted to mention that because right now we have the Beast Stinger, the head-on approach, and the committed kick. And this is where that mental stack really comes into play. So his 2-2 is actually -5 on block. So you could just stagger that if you want and then go for a check with a down 1. Because the head-on approach, even if the opponent is blocking, it activates a tick grab. So Peacemaker will grab them and you can actually combo off of that string. But the counter to that is the opponent can just duck and then punish you. So that now creates a mix-up mind game because the opponent has to guess whether you are going for the tick grab or whether you are going to special cancel into a special move. And now let's say if you want to maintain complete safety, you have the committed kick, which is 2-2-4. So if the opponent decides to duck on that command grab, if you go into the committed kick, you will actually end with a mid-hard knockdown. However, though, which I think is pretty stupid, you can flawless block, put him -16, and then he gets punished. Now, one thing to know, anytime you go into this normal attack and you confirm that command grab, you cannot cancel into a special move that is not amplified. However, the only special move that you can go into is the beautiful bird bullet, which is down back 4. And think of this conversation outside of cameos for now. We'll go back into the cameos after this. But if you want to go into the force multiplier, the human torpedo, the sonic boom, the anti-gravity, or the force field, you have to come off the bar. So for example, with the force multiplier, you can now extend for a combo. But the most common route is to use that enhanced sonic boom, because you're going to get that launcher. Sonya is my personal favorite cameo for Peacemaker because the layers on layers with Eagly and the Sonya square wave really come in clutch. So off of this command grab, we can go right into the beautiful bird bullet to save ourselves some meter. But with Sonya, you now have this square wave to catch them every single time. So when you go into it, you now just end with the human torpedo. So you get a meterless combo for 21%. Now, if I go for the read on the command grab and I let go, you can see you get opened up every time. So at this distance, this team becomes even more of a threat. So from full screen, man, you control the entire air with the silent and deadly special move, his down back 1, because the opponent cannot jump. If they jump, they get launched per se, and you go right into human torpedo. And on top of the silent and deadly, they also have to beware of the force multiplier, the back forward 1 gunshot. And if you decide you want to amplify it to catch them lacking, they will get stunned, so you can combo from that. So from full screen, you can actually connect with Eagly just like that. So you want to constantly check them with force multiplier, and then if they try to jump, you hit them with the silent and deadly, and if they get clipped, you go in a human torpedo from full screen. Now there's even more layers, because once they're conditioned to duck this high projectile, that's exactly when you call in the beautiful bird bullet, which hits mid and launches. And on top of the beautiful bird bullet, you also have Sonya's square wave that will absolutely connect from full screen. So because of this mental game, you now get a combo that's 3 hits, 18%, just like that. Super basic, super easy. Now back to these 2 normal attacks, because like I said, these are your go-to buttons. But with Sonya, you also have the leg grab assist, which is an overhead grab that launches. So if the opponent tries to neutral duck the command grab, you now have the leg grab overhead that is safe on block. And then even with the coming through string, you can cancel it into the overhead, or you can do the full string to maintain safety and get that overhead launcher as well. But keep in mind, the opponent can just armor right through every time on reaction. I want to talk about these two normal attacks as well, because this 1-2-4 is a really good stagger tool, and the clock cleaner, the 1-2 alone, is +3 on block. So if you do 1-2, the opponent has to respect the down 1. You will always be on offense afterwards. But for the most part, anytime an opponent actually blocks a down poke, in their mind, they believe it's their turn. But in Mortal Kombat games, poke specials are 100% a thing. So if I try to take my turn back, I'm going to get countered every time. Now let's talk about some basic B&Bs for this team specifically. So like I said, anytime you connect the head-on approach, you want to cash out with the enhanced sonic boom, because after that, you're going to jump in with the put-down aerial combo attack, which is 2-1-2. Now to continue that combo, you want to call in Sonya's square wave. She'll come in and keep them airborne. Now we just want to jump right back in with the killer cactus, 1-2-2. Activate the spikes, 31%, 12 hits. Now, Peacemaker's combos typically push you all the way into the corner. So this is where he lives. Once he gets in the corner, it is game time. So realistically, you can do the same exact combo in the corner just to get 31%. But you could also mix it up by doing 2 stand 4s and 2 blow darts, and then end with the same exact normal attack for 33%. Or if you want to take a more simple route, you can end with the 1-2-4, like I showed you earlier, for a hard knockdown, 32%. Now with the coming through string, this is really where your combos are going to shine. Because with Peacemaker, especially with Sonya, you get 14% grabs. So you absolutely want to throw a lot with this team. You have to throw a lot with this team. And the reason for that is because you are going to shimmy with his forward 4-1. Now, once you do get the opening, you go right into Sonic Boom. And off of that Sonic Boom, you want to quickly dash forward and go into the Flag Flyer string. Now, once you get that confirmed, you just want to go with the ground air offensive down forward 4. Now, just finalize the combo with the door buster string to get a hard knockdown. And as you just saw, you also get a side switch. But if you want to keep yourself on the same side, you absolutely can. So now to keep them on that same side, you just want to use the square wave with Sonya, and she's going to push them right in front of you, so you will not get that side switch. But now you can put both of those normal attacks together to create one single combo. So now with the coming through string into Sonic Boom, you can actually dash in and connect with the head-on approach. So it looks like this. Dash in, 2-2, 1+3. And anytime we connect that, we can cash out with the enhanced version and get that launcher. And once you get them launched, you just want to jump up with the put down 2-1-2. And just like we ended before, off of that put down aerial combo attack, you want to use the square wave with Sonya and then jump right back in with the killer cactus, the 1-2-2. So you should have this when complete. 1-2-2, activate the spikes, 15 hits, 37%. Now for a similar route, instead of the square wave, you can actually use the bicycle kicks with Sonya, but this is going to require all of your cameo meter. So to activate the bicycle kicks in the air, you just want to hold down and R1. So after you actually connect the 2-1-2 aerial combo attack, just hold down and R1, and she's going to keep them launched. And now you just end the same way with the killer cactus. 1-2-2, 20 hits, 38%. So that is the basic premise with this team, okay? That's the more beginner level, but this is the advanced stuff right here. Because Sonya has her energy rings, and you can actually hold these and charge them up. But off of the coming through string, there is enough hit stun that will allow you to actually cancel that energy ring and continue for one full combo. So after the coming through, when you charge this up, you only want to do it for a brief second. As soon as she goes to pull her arms back, that's when you release. And because the recharge rate is so fast, from mid-screen, you can loop that twice. So now if you charge that up twice, there's once, there's twice, and the combo is fully connected. And if you notice, your cameo meter is already back. So it's really damn strong. So now you could just choose any of those combo routes that I've already showed you. So we'll start with this one. Calling Eagly. And then the hard knockdown, 39%. The same thing, but we use that square wave to keep them on the same side. 40%, 17 hits. We also got this route. 21 hits, 42%, 1 bar meter, man. And then lastly, man, one of my favorite combos. Right into human torpedo, 42%, 24 hits. That combo is so OD. And like I said, bro, Peacemaker lives in the goddamn corner. This is where you want to be with this character. And what makes the corner even more of a threat is now the head-on approach gets a whole new layer. Because from mid-screen, you cannot charge up the energy ring and connect for a combo. But as long as they are in the corner, you absolutely can. So now with that head-on approach option, your combos continue the same exact way with just more layers. That's all it really is. But bro, this is where Peacemaker just gets incredibly fun. Like, insanely fun. Because his anti-gravity special move is just a hard knockdown. If you hold up, he'll come down and do absolutely nothing. But if you actually come down with buttons, he will connect for a combo. You can actually follow up with that. But the enhanced anti-gravity will send him back full screen. So you kind of maintain safety. If they're blocking and you just want to get out of there, you can use that anytime you want. And the cool thing about that is if you want to catch him lacking, you can hold up and he'll actually come back in with that hard knockdown. And if you hold up, he'll just drop down right in front of them. So that's another mental stack that the opponent has to deal with. But man, what a lot of people don't realize is if you hold forward with the anti-gravity, he will not go back full screen. He will stay right in the opponent's face. So if I drop down and I just tap one, I get an overhead and it stays fully connected as one combo. So now understanding that you have that special move as well to continue, and you can absolutely loop that, you can now combine the anti-gravity enhanced version and the energy rings with Sonya. So now for the advanced combos in the corner, you always want to start with the head-on approach or the coming through string. But starting with that coming through string, you just want to loop the energy rings twice. So you get this. That's going to stay connected. Now just go back into the coming through, right into Sonic Boom. And off of that Sonic Boom, you want to do stand forward dart, stand forward dart. Because after that, that's going to allow you to actually connect into the head-on approach. So to show you, head-on approach is going to connect and you can absolutely continue. So now you go straight into the enhanced anti-gravity. And off of that enhanced anti-gravity, you can loop that with the coming through string once again. And like I said, because that cameo meter is already recharged, you just go back into the energy rings and you loop that twice. So now you get something like this. Just like that. You're already at 46%. Now you can end the combo any way you want. You can do the full complete string into Eagly, or you can just end with the head-on approach to get a hard knockdown, something like that. Or you can just do coming through right into torpedo. It's 100% up to you here. So when you complete this now, you get something like this. Right into Eagly, 47%, 31 hits. And once you get super comfortable with this route, you don't have to just necessarily do it in this order. Like, you can realistically get super creative here. See what I mean? Like, the combos just go on and on and on, bro. The possibilities really feel endless with this team. You can do stuff like this. See the layers, bro? Team is so fun. And what's really cool about these combo routes is majority of them lead into combo brutalities that are just insane. So if you want to throw in those bicycle kicks, you can do something like this. Cash out. And then torpedo or Sonic Boom for the brutality. It's so sick. It really is. Or you can also get a side switch by doing stuff like this. leg grab into torpedo. Brutality combo right there. So I'm telling you, bro, please try out this team because it's a lot of fun. Because the combos tend to lead you into the corner, understanding that you have anti-gravity and the energy rings, if you're in the corner, you could just continue from there, if you know what I mean. So I'll show you. So if we get this combo going, see how it stayed connected? See what I'm saying? So it really just, it leads into so many possibilities, and I can't emphasize that enough. Check it out. I'll end it right there with this team. Kano, for example, same concepts because he has the knives, and those are both high, so the opponent is going to duck, right? But because you're going to convince them to duck those highs, you have Eagly to catch them lacking. This team is an offensive powerhouse, and there is no risk to most of the shit that you do. Because anything that's unsafe, you can now make safe with Kano knives or Kano ball. So if the opponent is blocking, they have to hold that. They get fully jailed and your offense continues. So anything you throw out, man, the opponent always has to just be prepared for Kano's assist coming in behind. You could take way more risks with this team. So from full screen, if I do torpedo, I'm going to die every single time. But with Kano knives, I can call them off screen. Oh, bro, that's so stupid. Till this day, that still just makes me shake my head because that is really dumb. He throws them off screen. The opponent has no idea that you just did that. So if I try to get my punish, guess what? I'm now getting punished. Now back to the Sonya conversations with the anti-gravity. This is actually kind of better for Kano per se because you can combo with this move and those Kano knives. So with that coming through normal attack, you want to go into the anti-gravity, but when you drop down, press 1 to get that overhead connection. Because right behind that anti-gravity, you're going to call in those Kano knives. And because that stays fully connected as one combo, you can loop that back to back if you wish. So now our combo looks just like that. Now you can just continue with the basic combo that we already know. So we get this. Hard knockdown, 39%. So really, man, Kano is just gonna allow you to kind of play a little ridiculous, a lot of nonsense with this team. Because like I said, most of your risks are just backed by Kano. So your pressure continues. So this team is just kind of menacing to deal with. I completely understand why we see so many Peacemaker picks with Ferra as a cameo, because like I said at the start of this video, he doesn't have crazy mix-up options. So with Ferra, of course, you get an additional overhead and low, and on top of that, you get an extra command grab. So with his staggers, you can just cash out with command grabs like that to get those tick grabs going. But of course, we get that added mix, so that's huge for our combos. But the reason many Peacemaker players choose Ferra is simply because of the safety that she gives you with the air tour stance. So if I do something like this, they now have to deal with that overhead, and that's -1 on block. And I'm pretty sure the frame data actually changes depending on when you actually go for that overhead option. I'm pretty sure on the rare instance, if you time it, you see we're 0 on block right there. So the frame data changes depending on when the opponent throws it at you. So as a mental stack, you're kind of scared to press back after that. And the stupid thing about this team, man, is you can actually do it off of his torpedo. So the amount of just turn your brain off gameplay with this team is through the roof. With this team as well, I would say you really want to create those Vortex situations. So if we get a combo like this, let's say, get that good damage, but we're going to end it and go for the Vortex reset. So 42% into a reset is really damn strong. So just to show you what the Vortex and what the set play will look like, after the restand, what's the guess? Overhead, you're getting launched. One more time, what's the guess? Command grab. So your health bar just gets absolutely deleted. So with this team, bro, it's essentially just Vortex, mix, and safety. All right, Cyrax, bro. This team is evil. This team is demonic. Like, this team is going to make the opponent absolutely tilted because you are essentially draining their meter nonstop. Because off of the coming through string, there's enough hits done to actually connect into the cyber net. And you can see their meter gets strained. So anytime you connect that, you want to drain their meter, walk them down to the corner, and then continue your combo. Just like that. But if we take a look at the head-on approach string, from mid-screen, that does not work. However, though, in the corner, it 1000% stays connected, and you can now get a full combo. So the mind games come from the shimmy with the forward 4-1, or the tick grab into the cyber net. That's the game plan with this team. And on top of that, you can also create a mental stack coming off the head-on approach. You can call in the self-destruct, and now the opponent has to deal with that bomb setup. So now when we get a confirm, we just build the meter with the blow dart, for example, then go into the combo. Full setups, now you're getting launched. So it's the constant cycle in mind games that just kind of go hand in hand with each other. But if we look at the horizontal copter chopper, that will keep you safe, even though it does take all of your cameo meter, which sucks. You still have that option to keep that offensive pressure going. And then you also have the horizontal copter chopper. So with that horizontal copter chopper, you can do combos like this. Activate spikes 42%, and that was all meterless, man. So now we can get more advanced here. And with the head-on approach, remember, you can reset into the net. Do stuff like that. So all in all, man, with this team, you just want to make sure you kind of get them in the corner, because that's where you'll get that big boy damage, and you just want to constantly drain their meter. That's really all this team is about. And real quick, as an honorable mention, Chameleon is still pretty strong with Peacemaker, because with Katana, let's say, you can get fan lift combos like that. 33%. From full screen, you can get guaranteed lifts in a pressure, and off of the command grab alone, you can actually connect for a combo just like that. So it's pretty strong, because you get essentially a command grab launcher. With Melina, that mind game with the tick grab will allow you to actually connect with that overhead. So now you get a full combo like that. And then with Jade, you get that added mid projectile, which is really good from anywhere on the screen. But that's going to do it for this guide, man. I hope it was useful. We got Sonya, Kano, Ferra, Cyrax, and Chameleon as Peacemaker's best cameos, in my opinion. And I hope you can see why. But I appreciate you guys watching, man. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.